So Chibundle is a specialty foods, handcrafted goods, and gift bundles service. Chibundle actually is short for chibog bundle, and chibog means to eat or food in Tagalog slang. We have a variety of different specialty foods and handcrafted goods, all made by MSMEs, or what we call micro, small, and medium enterprises based in the Philippines, by direct trade enterprises and by social enterprises. Actually, these are super new products and people don't know about them yet. So you have to find different strategies for people to develop a relationship with these products.
I love the idea. So basically, what happens is there's a website, right? You guys can go to the website. We can choose different products to give to ourselves or to give to others.
Correct.
That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah. I think it's really about making gifting easy also. When you create your own bundle, or if you choose from one of our pre-curated bundles, you get to also select a greeting card. We also work with Filipino artists who design the greeting cards for us. And you leave your message there, we print your message on the greeting card, and we send it to whoever you want to gift it to.
Also making gifting easy, but also making gifting more culturally relevant, more thoughtful, right? I can see myself, for instance, giving this gift to maybe non-Filipinos, right? Non-Filipino friends of mine, or even to other immigrants, because some of them may not have heard of the products yet, right? And I talk about immigrants because I find your story also fascinating. You migrated here in 2017, here in New York,
yes,
right? What was the reason behind that?
So my spouse moved here in 2014 and I followed suit in 2017. And New York is just really a place where we saw ourselves, building our roots, setting our life together and building a future together.
Right. And that's pretty gutsy because you not only moved here in 2017, which was risky, the year after, you started your own business, which is Chibundle, which is also risky.
There you go.
Tell us about that decision.
So my green card got super delayed and I needed to find a way to stay. And starting your own business is one of those ways to stay. But at the same time, for the longest time, we've been thinking about what if we have our own business. So my co-founder is actually my spouse also, but they're doing other things now. And so we just started it. And the biggest motivation was, we realized there's a lot of products that we were consuming in the Philippines that we could no longer find here. And we thought why is that? Maybe we could find a way to bring those products here. And not just bring those products here, but share it to our kababayan, share it to other people of other cultures, because we have so much good products in the Philippines and there's a lot of potential out there.
What was your most difficult struggle as an immigrant?
As an immigrant, I think it's just really about learning how things are in New York. It's like I've visited New York several times before, but it's different when you're living here. And also as an entrepreneur, I guess one of the most difficult parts is I've never run a business before. So there was quite a steep learning curve for me, from basic terminologies, from doing talking to people and all that stuff. And the most challenging part is actually importing foods from the Philippines. I had no idea what it takes, all the documentation that's required for the manufacturers to get their stuff here, what I need to sell to be able to sell here. So all of those things combined was very difficult. But I think there's also a lot of support for me. There are avenues where you realize Filipino community here, they take notice of you and they help you out and they're excited about what you do. So that actually keeps you going as well.
What did you think before, for instance, that changed when you lived in New York? A misconception, perhaps, that you were thinking about New York or thinking about living in the States while you were still living in the Philippines, and then you moved here and you're like, oh no, that's different.
Actually, it's a lot better than I anticipated, in the sense that there's a lot of structural support.
Right.
So for example, when I told you about me struggling to learn about these things, New York City has a small business solutions division, and they hold a lot of classes, a lot of seminars, from things like how to get permits, what type of documents do you need, how do you get your EIN, things like that. And that really helped me a lot. I don't think I would have done this business without that kind of support. Of course, New York City is far from perfect, as we know, but I don't know, I just felt supported.
Now, let's talk about your business, which is sourcing different products in the Philippines. So how do you source? How do you screen? How do you decide which products will make it to the box?
So a lot of it in the beginning was the products I already knew. Having lived in the Philippines all my life, I already knew those products. And so it's a matter of like reaching out to those people behind them and asking, hey, are you open to working with me and bringing your products to New York City? And I also went to a lot of the trade fairs. Fortunately, when I moved here, I got to go to the Philippines at least once a year. I got to go to the trade fairs held by the Department of Trade and Industry, Department of Agriculture, Department of Tourism. And I would just, sample a lot of the different products. They have their own booths. I would sample, I would talk to the people behind them. And I think that was a really special experience because you not only get to know the products, but the people behind them. And it creates a connection. And as Filipinos, like we like working, or I guess like in any culture, like we like working with people that we've met, that we have a relationship with. And brokering those relationships with people makes them trust you more. And you can just talk easier from there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I suppose that this is also such a fulfilling enterprise because it's not just about the money, really. It's also giving jobs to our kababayans back home in the Philippines, right? And giving a connection, giving culture to our kababayans here in the States.
Right. Yeah. I love that you mentioned jobs because I said that I focus on MSMEs and social enterprises and direct trade. MSMEs make up about 99% of all of the enterprises in the Philippines. And 88% of those are micro businesses, meaning businesses that have 9 employees or less, with, I think like under $1 million revenue. So it's like, if we are able to support these companies, then they can create more jobs, then they can sustain their businesses, then they can grow their businesses. And that's why I focus on them. We have our big Filipino groceries already, we have our Asian marts, and there's always a space for a variety of different products.
Right.
But I wanted to focus the ones that create the most impact in the local communities in the Philippines.
Exactly. I love that because there's a purpose behind your enterprise, right? So where do you plan to take this?
I wanted to work with more MSMEs. I want to see them grow their businesses. I also want for more audiences in the US, our kababayans and our friends or allies to learn about them. These are new products, innovative products from these MSMEs, and I think they have a lot of potential of reaching more people. And a big part of that also, like focusing on these products, is that I wanted to have more conversations about more nuanced conversations about our culture and about the people behind them, about the issues that surround these products and the places where these products come from.
Wow, that's really very interesting. Now, take me through the maybe top 4, 5 most in-demand products for the boxes.
So we have here chocolates by Oro.
Okay.
They work directly with farms in southern Philippines, particularly in Davao. People love knowing that, the Philippines actually produces artisanal chocolates. People are surprised about that. And I love sharing the historical bit about it. Like it's because of our trade with Mexico, like back in the Spanish era. That's why we have the cacao in the Philippines, etc. And even
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and even our Latinx customers are surprised about that, and they appreciate it. That we have this connection about us. And also we have these Pili Nuts right here from Daraga Albay. It's one of our best sellers. I don't think there's been another Pili brand that does it with glaze with honey.
Right.
So
okay.
people love that. When they taste it, they're just mind blown about it.
Okay.
And we also have the products for health conscious people, and that's very much a trend these days. So we have these very clean fruit chips of different flavors, and a chicharron, basically, that's made from mushrooms.
I love that because I love chicharron, but it's so unhealthy. Sometimes after I have a bag, I can't breathe anymore. So the mushroom cracklings, that's very good. But my eyes was also drawn to this. See, I told you I'm so unhealthy. This is the crab paste. You can cook it with pasta, diba?
Yes,
and then
yes.
or rice, whatever. It's so good.
Yeah, you can use pasta sauce, or if you're really lazy, you put it in the microwave, have some chips, dip it in there.
Oh,
Very
I didn't know
deftly.
that.
But
Right, yeah, exactly. Dip the chicharron in it. Right.
So follow us on all social media at Chibundle Goods. You can also go to our website, chibundle.com. We have a variety of different MSME and social enterprise products, all made in the Philippines. And yeah, check us out. And I hope that you enjoy our products and enjoy giving back to our communities in the Philippines.